Mom spaghetti. Let's do this. Do. That's right, my little meow meows. Matt's in control of the show. Yep. And we got a big guest coming on. What?
Hey, that was mine. Come on, man.
You don't have one. Remember what we talked about before we went?
No, I don't have that long of a memory.
Okay, if you don't hear Tina and Slender doing it, and they've been on here every week for a year, you shouldn't jump in.
That should have been discussed prior to hitting go live.
I can't afford to waste my syllables on do. So.
I think it's actually badoo.
So she wasted them on screen up.
Badee.
Oh, Slender, now I'm just disappointed on that one. There was no heart.
You are B Army. I'm not B Army.
Reigning is the Mad King, comes with no ease. Burden of greatness is hard on these knees. Lameness is your particular disease. Touching with jokes, that's my sacred degree. Bloods and Crips got nothing on me. Always dig in, dig out.
What do I gotta do to get on one of these TVs?
I have no idea.
I was thinking the same thing.
You
edit the video yourself?
Satisfaction's not guaranteed.
What
Mama
Matt
Susan
did.
treats me like I'm a refugee. But I know how to use her to YouTube a YouTuber. Fighting on back roads and back
Yeah.
roads.
Every superhero needed theme music. All right, my kittens, it's time to buckle up because we got a big old dump coming tonight. I'll check our I'm working here, Scott. Anyway, welcome to the dump. Let's see here. Yeah, I already got that one. Oh, I don't have that one. We may actually have to start with that. Anyway, nope, that is just a thing. Nope. All right, well, this just in. Let's go ahead and do the intros real quick. Tina is with us. Hello.
Hello.
Slender Dad is here, the king of Mayorstown.
Hey.
Andy, how dare you? I don't know. I thought you were going to have more than that. And Yeti.
Oh, man, you don't say it with feeling
where's
anymore.
my Yeti at?
Well, see, it doesn't count when you don't mean it. Like, I can't do it when you don't mean it.
And coming in 30 minutes, we're going to have Ryan from RK Outpost. I have no idea what RK Outpost is. That's probably going to be one of the first things we ask him, is to please explain RK Outpost. Does anybody know?
Aren't those his initials?
Oh, that makes sense. Wait, no,
Never mind.
but what about
just
the
ask
Outpost?
him when he gets here.
Yeah, I'm just going to...
That's not it.
Yes, Ryan Kimmel?
Just make sure you pronounce his last. Yeah, make sure you pronounce his last name correctly,
Kimmel.
not the way Gary does. But...
Am I saying it right, Kimmel?
I don't think you are.
No, there's an N in it, not an M.
Kimmel. We'll ask him. That'll be our second question. Where my Yeti at?
Your Yeti's right here.
All right, you feel better now? Jeez.
Yes, I do.
Anyway, and we'll
haven't
let you
done
know
that
when he
in a
gets
while.
here. No, it's been a minute. Yeah,
Yeah.
you haven't earned it. By the way,
Oh, how dare you?
my sources have just dropped this big little news here. It says Kevin Feige is reportedly stepping down as president of Marvel Studios after Ant-Man's box office flop. Quote, everything going on at Marvel, I can't control anymore. All these trash projects and drama coming out, it's not my fault. I'm fucking done. Kevin Feige gonna leave him. Wait, what the hell? This feels like a... No, come on. This ain't... God dang it, Scott. That's not real. There's no way that they have Kevin Feige on the record saying this.
Did you forget to share your screen or what?
No, it's because that's it. It's over. That's all there was.
That's
And
it. Okay.
joining us now is Lil Chad.
Hey, sorry it took me a second. I had to redo my StreamYard's user like over the weekend, and I forgot I didn't upload my avatar, and that would.
Whoa, hold back all your excitement, Chad.
Hold on. Scott says, wait for Ryan. So Scott sent this to me in our, I don't know, what's chat it was, but he's like, "Oh man, you got to make sure you cover this one, bro." I don't think that's real. That sounds like some Babylon B wannabe.
Are you talking about the one where I just sent a response like, that's a parody, right?
Yeah.
Because it is. It's a parody Twitter account.
Oh man, he already messed us up. All right, well, let's
Like
go.
if you go on
there,
if you go on their Twitter, it's like you go back 3 tweets and it's like, Kang isn't dead. He was sent to the Creed 3 universe. Source John Campea.
Wow, Scott. It's amazing Scott can mess this up even when he's not here. Go back to the dentist. Remove your brain. Anyway, let's.
I thought we were supposed to wait for Ryan. So doesn't that mean we just, wait quietly until Ryan shows up?
Is that what he meant?
Is this like elementary school? Just like read quietly alone at your desk?
We should play heads down, thumbs up. Keely Chow.
The panel will sit quietly for the next 20 minutes.
Oh, in the East Coast, we called that heads up, 7-Up.
Oh, I think that's what we called it too. I just couldn't remember it. Eric Cason's a whole bunch of nonsense. Pope Metallicus the First. Dang it! I'm going to share this before there's too many people when Ryan gets here. But remember how I was telling you my next matsplanation will be on the Bigfoot? The scientific name I came up with is Bigotus footoris. That's Bigotus footoris.
That's
anyway,
a science name right there.
It really should be the other way around because in Latin, it should be the other way around because in Latin, just like other
wow,
Romance
you just
languages,
got fact checked.
The adjective comes after the noun. So
Tina, this is a good time to tell you something my granddaddy always said: "Don't ever let the truth get in the way of a good story." Fun fact: he never said that.
Your grandfather never said it.
Yeah, he never said that, which makes it. But I will never let that get in the way of it being a good saying.
I don't know. I think Fedoris Bigotus sounds better.
Hate this guy. Andy is off my Christmas list. Soul Assassin, that's my Chatimal. That's my boy. Anyway, nice perm. It is a nice perm, isn't it?
Gotta let your soul glow, Mad. Gotta let your soul glow.
Let your soul glow. Ooh.
Looking very Eric LaSalle in that picture. Not Prince, Eric LaSalle from Coming to America. Right there.
Thank you very much. My stepdad had a Jerry curl. Ruined our couch. All right.
My brother-in-law had a Jufro.
I don't think that's the same. All right, let's see here, because I've been wanting to read this. I've heard people talk about it. That a new poll finds 31 of Americans believe Disney Star Wars films are worse than the original. Off the bat, that sounds like bullshit. Only 31%.
You misread it, but what you misread sounds more accurate than the poll.
What did I say? 31 of
31 of Americans.
Oh, did I say? I thought I said percent. 31%.
No, but that's really what they should say is 31% of Americans and 98% of people who like Star Wars believes Disney Star Wars films are worse than the originals.
Correct.
That's kind of a big deal that you need to include.
Rasmussen report.
I know, but like when they say 30%, 31% of all Americans, like there's lots of Americans who don't even know what Star Wars is, even at this point. So,
well, yeah, but there is a scientific method to where you can take a sample of people to pretty within a certain degree of
confidence.
Yeah. But
the other half of the poll should have been, "Are you a Star Wars fan?" Because I'm guessing probably most of the people that they polled on this were not.
Rasmussen report. Head pollster Mark Mitchell revealed the company conducted a poll asking Americans, are the new Star Wars movies made by Disney better or worse than the original Star Wars movie? Now, this question already has issues because are we talking OT and prequel? Are we talking OT versus Disney? You know what I mean?
I thought they specified just on Disney.
I mean, I just read what they asked.
Yeah, well, what Matt is saying is original Star Wars movies could mean A New Hope, Empire, and Return of the Jedi by themselves, or including the prequels too, which people have very different
if you're a
opinions
fan, then original always means 4, 5, and 6.
Which is
Right.
which is what I was getting at. Like, the 33% is basically all, or 31% is all the actual probably Star Wars fans. So,
Honestly, my biggest question is who the hell answers a landline? I don't even have a landline, right? Isn't that how they do these polls?
well, they do it on cell
Sometimes.
phones now too.
Oh, do they? Like I ever answered that shit. I haven't set up my voicemail either.
I never answered these ones, but I do get lots of calls about my car warranty expiring very soon.
Oh yeah. The poll was a survey of 1,069 Americans between March 19, 20, and 21, 2023, found that 31% of Americans believe Disney Star Wars films are worse than the originals. Only 22% of Americans believe the Disney films are better than the... that's interesting. It also found that 25% believe the films are of equal standing to each other, while a significant 22% responded, not sure.
So what
those
that
are
tells
people
you
who've never seen it.
is 47% of America just doesn't give a rat's ass about Star Wars. So they're
Not
like either
anymore.
answering like, oh yeah, they're probably the same, or the people who are like, yeah, whatever, not sure. That's like what your mom in the kitchen is like, oh yeah, they're all the same, aren't they? Yeah. It's
The
like, no.
the question...
I would argue that probably about half of Americans don't really give a shit about Star Wars, so that tracks.
Well, I would say now they don't. You know what I mean? If you look at the lead up to The Force Awakens, I feel there was a large majority of Americans that did care just because of the hype. Even if you weren't yourself a fan, the overall hype that surrounded it was contagious. You know what I mean?
Well,
The hype is a
if you
force
look
that
at
surrounds you and penetrates you.
Oh, okay.
It's like a Yoda quote there. You don't go dirty on it.
I don't think Yoda ever talked about penetrating people. I don't
No,
remember
I don't
that part
remember
of
that
the
part.
movie.
He talked about the force and he said it surrounds you.
No,
Force
he did not say it penetrates
did he
you. That's
take
real-
you to the
Yes, he did.
side and
Yes,
ask
he
you
did.
that, Chad?
Are you sure? Because that's awkward when he's riding on Luke's back.
Yeah, show us on the doll where the Yoda touched you.
I'm gonna pause.
Yeah,
and
you look that
mute
up while
my
I
mic and
read
I'll
this.
look that up. Yeah.
Was he using the force at the same time as his hands?
The
Chad?
question is a little loaded, as the phrase original Star Wars movies could be interpreted in a number of ways, is what I said. They ought to get me to write these articles. Respondents could view it as George Lucas' original trilogy by itself. It's possible they may be thinking of the prequel trilogy. Yeah. Nevertheless, looking at the demographic breakdown, Mitchell reveals 44% of those aged 18 to 39 believe Disney Star Wars films are better than the original.
You know, half of that 44% never probably saw the original.
I mean, that's
This is-
probably true.
This is
I do- I do
literally
like knowing
the worst
exact
generation.
numbers. The exact numbers of Raylos are finally being weeded out right
That's
here.
one of my
so-
favorite clips when she's screaming, "Where's Ben?"
Exactly. So these are your Raylos right there.
Well, we really have to know all the questions that they did ask, and if they tried to specify
Well,
these things.
it was
like,
just one
Are you
question.
actually a fan?
No,
No,
they
I'm
showed
talking
you-
about everything. Like,
No, they didn't do any follow-up questions. This is
No.
like one question.
I know they should, because then you could get a much better breakdown. You know,
So
like
when-
what percentage is fans? What, have you seen them?
Well, I
When-
think that the age breakdown of 18 to 39 believing that that they're better says a lot, because this generation that's behind us is the worst generation in the history of generations, and I'm including some really bad ones. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Yeah.
but in this generation behind us' defense, that's what every generation says about the generation.
Right, but
behind
this
But
time,
this
it's
time it's
true.
true.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I agree, but we may be
Normal,
biased.
yeah. I get it. Like, Elvis, it's gonna sell your soul to the devil, like that blues player down by the crossroads. Well, no, that's not. And then that generation, yeah, but still though, they suck. Anyway, in contrast, 40% of those between the age of 40 to 64 believe Disney Star Wars films are worse, compared to only 12% with that age range believing they are better. See how much better? Well, that's not in my range, but close enough to
That
it.
would be Generation X, the greatest
Yeah.
of all generations.
If you mean the greatest generation at checking out and not caring,
Yeah.
yes, Generation
mean-
X is that.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
care if you approve.
You gave us Jinkos. Do we need to say more about the lack of quality of your generation.
I mean,
They
they're
also
better
gave
than
you-
tight pants.
You gave us Breakfast at Tiffany's, not the movie, the song.
I seem to recall it.
But
Oh, I got that. It took me a second.
I like that song.
It's a good song, man.
Not the well compared
Well, I
to
guess
the
that's
movie.
one thing we got there, Slender.
That is the one thing we got.
Did you
No,
catch that one
Sherry, I'm
there?
not 40. My God.
Do you know what else the Gen X got us? It was those crazy pop ska bands that were around for like 2 years.
Oh, Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. Yo,
And
for real
Big
though,
Fish and all the rest.
I have been more than a couple of Christian ska bands concerts.
Did they have the weightlifters who ripped the
Son of a
Yellow
bitch.
Pages opening
Listen,
up
man.
for them?
That's a real thing that happened. You've seen video footage of it. I've
seen
shown it.
video of just guys doing it, not for
Yes.
like
That
Jesus,
video is
though.
doctored.
Through the power of HGH and Jesus, anything is possible. Power team. If I knew how to do surveys on this thing, can I do it here? Nope, can't do it there. I don't know where I would do it. Anyway, Chad, do your own survey about how many people remember Power Team coming to your school as a kid. The Power Team for Jesus.
I was on the East Coast. We didn't do that stuff, so
Yeah, no, yeah, y'all hated
I went
Jesus
to
over there.
public school.
So did
we
I.
did have we had Dare though. We had the cops coming in.
Well,
telling us
everybody had
about
Dare.
drugs.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you have Detective Bittenbacher? You know, street smarts. No,
No, I did not.
it's a bit from John Mulaney. Anyway, it's a real guy. I've seen footage of it. It's crazy. But yeah, I went to public school too, though. And Power Team came, but I went to public school in East Texas, so you know.
Oh, that explains it.
Yeah.
Hey, we
Pretty
were
sure
from
you guys probably still did the Pledge of Allegiance in school.
Hell yeah, we
a little
did.
bit, yeah.
And the pledge to the Bible.
We did the Pledge of Allegiance. I don't remember there being a pledge to the Bible.
We did do it at school, but yeah, I grew up in a dry county. I don't know anybody else that grew up in a dry county. And then in the biggest town nearest, Tyler, Texas, all the bars had to close at midnight on Saturday and 11 p.m. every other day.
In the town Matt grew up in, there was this one preacher that got them to ban dancing.
Pretty much, bro.
But
No,
he
we weren't
rebelled,
those types
and
of
he
Baptists.
danced anyway.
And then at night he would go to an abandoned grave.
we,
just dance around.
No, we weren't those Baptists. I mean, we were allowed to dance. I mean, we couldn't dance. Obviously, we were white, but you know, it was on the table. If you were capable of dancing, you were allowed to.
But you can dance if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be a friend of mine. I don't
Okay.
know if that was it. That was too quick.
It was close enough for me.
On the plus side, at least Yeti didn't start singing Fresh Prince. We're still
Oh, right.
we're still ahead of the curve.
No. Okay, we can't do too many inside baseball
I know,
jokes.
That's
right?
character development.
Okay, that one was good. I'll let that one go. Nevertheless, looking at the demographic break. Oh, yeah, I read that. In contrast, 40%, read that part. Finally, 45% of Americans above the age of 65 are dead. No, they were not sure if Disney's Star Wars films were better than the original. Of course, they weren't sure. They don't remember.
because they were the ones on acid when they saw the original.
Right? Oh, here we go. Men. So less than 40. 47% think.
What? Oh,
What?
I'm very disappointed in.
Were
Oh,
their
man.
girlfriends
Their
around
gender.
when they were on the phone?
This is
Yeah,
the amount of male feminists that answered their freaking phones for this this survey.
They might
Oh.
have had trans in there too, so you don't.
Men 40 plus 30. I mean, that 23% is their wives must have been listening over their shoulder.
except the women were far less likely. So
No, but
what does that
look,
say?
Look at
That-
women
that mean-
40 plus.
That
That's like
means oh, sorry.
I
The
was gonna
women
say.
at,
Oh, go ahead. You go ahead, Tina. You go.
the women at 12% liking the best one. That means that once again, white women, middle-aged, were offended on behalf of other people. So that's why only
no,
12%
look.
liked the original.
Yeah, but look, only 20%. No, only 27% thought the originals were better. It's 12% that thought Disney was better.
Yes, that is correct.
Actually, now you.
What
can
that
see
really
one
says
thing
is-
this tells us is that women over 40 are the most undecisive demographic.
It shows you that women over
They
40
cover
didn't give a shit
all
about Star Wars. It's
bases.
61% who don't care.
Real quick, Tina, you're going a little bit robot, and I would like to introduce our very special guest tonight, Scott, appearing on his own channel for once.
Hey guys! Wow, I just thought I'd drop in, see how the Wednesday panel's doing. No,
How's your teeth?
yeah, they're painful. They're hurting. I got like a deep clean, and like I'm now the Novocaine is wearing off. But yeah, I'm glad you guys don't, show the people who you are on Wednesday. I guess.
Well, I mean, I'm the only one that does, and my camera's all glitching out. If you
I
can
know.
see,
We need to start. I think we're gonna have to do something about that. You got a big guest on tonight, so let's make sure
Yeah,
we
I
don't
was-
show them.
I was gonna turn mine on when he got here.
That's good.
Where's
good.
your camera at, homie?
That's good. I got it. Hold on 1 second. I'll have this son of a bitch on. I got to turn on a light or something. I don't know. I can put a camera on.
Adjust everything because fucking big man comes in with beer. Oh, you.
What?
No, I'm
What?
not allowing it.
What are you talking about?
This is still the art.
I don't know what you're even talking
Dude,
about.
that's like
That
wearing
hat.
the band's T-shirt. You
Right?
just don't do it.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm just hanging out, just wondering what's going on,
No, not
Oh,
allowing.
what?
Not allowing you doing.
Oh.
I
you're
don't
not
know
going
what
to
you
be able to
mean.
do this.
What are you talking
a
about?
mug. Bro,
Hey,
I don't
Lulu
even buy
accessories.
my own merch, let
I didn't
alone
buy
other
this.
people.
I
don't
didn't
have
buy any
merch,
of
but-
this merch.
Oh, so you're saying you don't
wait.
support him then?
No, he gave it to me because I'm a big supporter, big fan.
He
Friend.
gave it to you.
Yeah. Also gave me a VIP pass. I was pretty cool that day. Just that day.
Oh wait, was this the trip that I spent 12 hours on a stream to raise money for you?
Yeah, and you didn't even show up. God.
I didn't even get a t-shirt, dude. I spent all my time working on you to get there.
I gave you a big props. I said, yo, don't forget about Mop. He's so awesome. Mad, that guy.
Wow. By the way,
No,
I find it a little curious that the one time you decide to show up on a Wednesday is the day that I got us booked a huge guest.
I mean, what are you talking? Is there a guest on tonight?
Yeah, no, it's bullshit because I'm limiting, how many people are on here so we can bro out because you always do this. You always come in and, Ryan and I are broing out. He's like, man, you're my bro.
Mommy
And I'm like,
Daddy are
you're
fighting
my bro.
again.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying like the reason Ryan comes on, it's because it's my channel.
Stalking fact.
Yes, but this is not your show.
No, it really isn't. It's far
This
from it.
is.
Yep.
Yeah, his name is Mud. He's Mo. He is running the Mud Dumb Show, teaching the judges how to high five. He watches the movies and shows.
Sorry, 2 theme songs.
Copyright claim.
How many
Thanks,
themes?
pal.
That's not copyright claimed.
Yeah, bullshit. It always is.
I didn't
Wow,
make
for
it.
some reason we're not on Rumble.
Oh, well, you said you were going to take care of that.
I did. That's so weird that it's not working. Sorry, Rumble.
I mean, I could have clicked it if you would have said, but no. By the way, 2 theme songs. How many theme songs do you have? 0.
What are you talking?
I thought to do was his.
Yeah,
thing.
I totally have
That's
a theme
not a
song.
theme
Thank
song.
you. Thank you, Tina. Let's get it together, people. If there's going to be a
Tina,
guest on
whose
tonight,
side
can you
are
just
you
pull
on?
together and maybe try to be a host for once? I mean, where's Walton?
I don't know. I didn't send him a link.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. Not when Ryan's on. We want him to come back.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Oh, they're after us, smoking fired, bend the knee." We, he'd do all that stuff.
Oi, don't let them take your heart.
Yeah, we're the heart of the soul of the fandom.
Oh.
I'm writing a book.
Oi, I'm writing my 3rd book about how awesome the Phantom Menace war.
Wait a minute, just time out. Is that a Maryland accent?
I mean,
Yeah, or
I-
I don't even know where he's from. Delaware, I think.
I felt a little bit more British
Okay.
when it came out. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know he like models his whole life after Braveheart, and we know what happened to that guy.
Yeah. He went out like a champ.
Big champ. Big champ. Freedom.
Yeah.
You ever watched Lost Kingdom?
No. Wait, is that the Viking show
Absolutely.
about Ragnarok?
Yeah, no, it's about Uther. Uther
or Uber?
Oh, Uther Pendragon.
No. That's
Oh.
that's Walton. It's
Okay.
Uther Ragnarsson. Uther Ragnarsson. I don't even know if he's a
No,
real person,
it'd
but
be,
like everybody else in the show is based on real characters throughout English history.
And he has long hair.
Yeah, of course he has.
Yeah, there
long
was too
hair.
many women in it, so I just quit. I'm like, I'm not going to be Vikinged again, because Vikings was a great show right up until Ragnar Lothbrok died.
Yeah.
Dude, I really like that guy, Travis what is his name? Travis Thimnell?
Sure. Yeah, that's his name.
The actor. I think he's great. He was in Raised by Wolves, was one of the most underrated television shows that have came out in the past 20 years, and
Okay,
it gets
time-
canceled before we get a third season.
Time out. He said he'll be right back. Yeti? Really? Yeti?
Huh?
Yeti's on. He said he'd be
was
right
giving
back.
him an opportunity.
What the
Plus-
hell are you doing?
Well, what
are you
happened was-
trying to lose subscribers?
No, what I was doing was because I had to send it to Slender and Chad, and I was like, well, we're all in this, one group for movies with Mad.
God, you fucked up.
And yeah, I know. I told him though he has to be on his best
He
behavior.
has
I
to
think
be
he's
on his
done
best.
okay.
He's been doing all right. He's doing all right.
okay. Yeah, I
Then
was
he
like,
gets
this is your
excited, though.
opportunity.
He gets really
Yeah, he gets a
excited.
little excited.
I'm
He's
glad
excitable.
Chad's here. Chad, Slender, Tina, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Ragnar,
Wow, really excited,
Ragnar,
guys.
son.
You should be like, thank you for
Oh,
having
no,
us.
that was Chad being
That
excited.
is me excited.
Oh, okay.
You haven't watched the movies with
No.
Matt to know.
Okay.
He
never
has
does.
one tone.
He
It's
never
Boom
that.
does.
goes the dynamite. All right.
On the last movies for Matt, I won't say why, but a lot of German accents were being used, and we're like, "Little Chad, give us your German accent."
9.
Wow.
Fucking perfect.
Wow, that was impressive.
Yeah, I rolled my R's at one point.
Tina, I have you here to be the adult in the chat. In
That's
that
not
panel,
helping.
I mean.
Have you
I've
heard her takes
tried.
about the Marvel
Yeah.
Cinematic Universe? I'm just pointing that out. Just saying.
Yeah, what do you guys even?
Well, I was going to say
Can we
I
get-
could talk more about the MCU if we want Chad to actually show emotion.
Okay.
What? Looking at a breakdown via political party, Rasmussen report. Rasmussen report. Get it? That like that song that came out. Das Muhas.
You mean
You're
Rammstein?
You
doing
trying to do a
Rammstein?
Rammstein?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
wow.
Did y'all
Wow.
not get it when I said the
Woo.
Rasmussen? Anyway,
Go
I
back to
thought you
your
were
wall.
having a stroke.
Yeah, I thought he smelled toast.
I think our last movies with Matt that you can find on my channel now proved that my German accent is not my best accent.
Is this all you do is pump your own channel?
Nope.
I mean, you should. I mean, you'll get more
What
subscribers.
is your best accent?
My New Zealand accent.
Yeah, let's hear it. New
yeah.
Zealand Batman.
In Beatman from
That
New
was good.
Zealand. Quackus.
Hold on, I'll be right back. Give me a second.
Yeah.
I feel like Sharto Copley is in this chat with us right now, talking. That's who it is.
The Haas.
Chappie.
Yeah, that was it.
Son of a
Chappie.
bitch. Okay, I gotta go. I just had a kid throw up over everywhere. I'll try to get back here. Yes, son of a bitch.
Thank you,
just tell Ryan
Jesus.
I said thank you. I'll be back if I can.
Jesus is my homie. See what happens when you listen to the power team and you put your faith in Jesus and HGH?
I hate you. I'm still
Oh,
here. I gotta go
really
though.
didn't know.
See this poor kid. I'll see you in a bit.
All right. I really didn't know he was still here.
He'll make sure kids throw up for you. So you. Get
Oh,
them.
Jesus. Look, yeah, God sent bears after some kids for making fun of a bald guy. You don't think Jesus is going to make a kid puke for me? Anyway, what were
I mean,
that?
facts are facts.
In the Gospel of Peter, Jesus actually killed some 12-year-old that pissed him off. So it was kind of cool.
Oh, I've read that. I've read that too. Yeah, the
Mhm.
apocryphal, right? Yeah. And he brought him back to life though.
Exactly.
Just for the record, he did bring him back. Which I don't know. Would that still count as him murdering this kid?
That's like the ultimate threat.
I
It
feel like
is
that's
totally
God going,
intimidation.
gotcha.
Like, piss me
You
off
thought you were
again, kid,
dead.
and I won't bring you back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that is a good threat. Yeah.
Mhm.
How'd you like your preview of hell? You wanted to be permanent? Give me your snack pack. In my head, Kenneth, Jesus was a little bit of a bully before he could control his power.
Don't make
Anyway.
me get my dad.
Oh, yeah. My dad can beat up your dad. Oh, really? You think your dad can take my dad? Oh, really?
My dad killed all the firstborn children in Egypt. What'd your dad do?
Yeah. Hey, have you ever seen a dinosaur walking around? Do you know why? Because God said they were ugly. My dad.
So my dad killed them all.
Yeah. You know why angels aren't allowed to sleep with humans anymore? Oh, here's Ryan. That's a weird time to bring him up.
Did I come in just at the right time? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we were talking about the apocryphal book of Peter where Jesus killed. It's weird because we have an article up about Star Wars, but yeah, Jesus killed a kid because he was being mean to him and brought him back to life, and they were like, my dad could beat up your dad. It just kind of snowballed from there.
Are you talking about the one where the kid broke his toys or whatever?
Yes, that is it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can you check to see if your correct mic is selected?
Yeah. Let me check.
You're very echoey.
Didn't he also like screw with people that made fun of a bald guy?
No, that was God. He sent bears to go attack the kids.
Okay, that was the bear one.
How does this sound? Does that sound better?
There you go. Now you got
way
it.
better.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Perfect. All right.
All right. Well, everybody, welcome Ryan from RK Outpost. We have 2 questions off the top. One, how do you pronounce your last name?
Kinnell.
Okay, because Tina was saying Kimmel.
That was actually question 2.
I don't think so.
And question 2 is, what does RK Outpost stand for?
It's literally just my fucking initials and a random name. After
Yeah, that's what I tried to tell these dum-dums, but they were like, no, there has to be more to it.
There's no
bullshit.
Just like my life, there's no meaning to it. Okay.
So Outpost is just.
I was thinking of like, you know how like Gary's got like Comic Outpost. It wasn't named after that, but it was just like meant to be like a little place or something. That's all. And I threw a lot of things in there, and I was like, that seems fine. That rolls off the tongue. I'll go with it. I never thought I was gonna have anybody watching me. So.
Oh yeah, Scott was here, but one of his kids puked on another kid or something. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
And don't worry, you are now on with Mad, so no one's watching you.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about names, mine is Mad Cheesemo. I have a whole list.
Sometimes, and you pick something, and you just kind of got to go with it. You got to roll with it. So
yeah. It was supposed to be a placeholder, but things got stuck. Anyway, have you hear about this poll?
I heard about this poll, and I think that their methodology is probably a little bit off in terms of the questions they're asking and the people that are answering. Like when I say the original Star Wars movies, does that mean 70s and 80s? Does that mean include the prequels? You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of questions you can ask that I don't think everyone's answering the same.
Yeah, agreed. And also the generation behind us are the worst ever. They're the ones that really liked it. So what was I? 39% of Democrats
Generation X kicks ass.
What? No,
Generation
X
kicks ass.
No, the ones after we're generation millennial?
I'm a millennial.
Starts in 1980, 81, depending
Yeah, I think
on
I think all of you. All you youngsters are millennials. Yeah, Generation X. We're the real bad guys.
But there is a argument from
I'm on the cusp, and I'll take Gen X.
Yeah, so there is an argument that from like 80 to about 87 is like a micro generation,
like a pre-millennial.
Yeah, because they didn't. It was basically, did you have computer with broadband in your house from when you were in elementary school?
Oh no.
Exactly, and that gave you a different development than
did.
people.
Wait, what?
You had broadband internet in elementary school?
When I was in 8th grade, yeah.
That is on elementary school.
Well, and that's not lining up.
8th grade is not elementary. Well, I'm sorry, I forgot.
Somebody's lying about their age.
I went to a Catholic school. I went to a Catholic school.
And you never saw the Power Team?
8 is elementary school.
So the power of Christ.
How in the world did you have broadband internet in 8th grade? Like,
I feel like broadband, like, so broadband was the next step after dial-up, right? It was dial-up internet when you couldn't do it if somebody else was on the phone, and you had to go through the whole cycle, right? And then it was broadband. So I remember dial-up internet and having dial-up internet probably when I was like getting out of elementary school into middle school, and I was born in 1988. So, and I was still on dial-up back then, I felt like.
Yeah, broadband was cable internet was what most people just called it then. Wasn't really available widely till around 2000, 2001. Yeah. And that was in the most developed areas at the beginning. It was like where I was outside of DC, which kind of got it pretty early on, so all the congressmen and such could have it.
Well, the Roman Catholic Church had it earlier. You know, they invented it. So.
Well, well, they got it from the aliens. Obviously, they have all the
Yeah,
The alien evidence.
The fucking Pope had like 1 gig download speed in like 2001.
And now he has a respiratory infection. The lovely Sherry for a $3 super sticker, and it is a thumb up. Is that a reference to when we're talking about 7-Up heads down?
It's probably
just a thumbs
sticker.
up approving of the stream.
Oh,
which now I think she wants a refund after that butchery.
You know what the great thing about dial-up was, though, is if you were playing a game with your friend and you were losing, you could just call him, and then it'd knock him off the internet and you win.
What an asshole! No, I remember. I think I may have had it when I went to aeronautics school in Tulsa, because Tulsa is a fairly big city. I think we had it there because I remember LimeWire not taking quite as long to download a single song as it did back in the country. That's my judgment of internet speed.
Bro, LimeWire was freaking wild back in the day. When I think of some of the stuff we found on there, like, bro.
I think I don't know if
childhoods.
I don't know if I've
told,
One Cup
came from it.
Yeah, I don't know if I've told it on this channel, but on our show we talk about. I was there like when Napster. I was like the second weekend Napster went live. I was at college, and I remember logging on. We downloaded it, and we were like, "Oh my god, there's 20 gigabytes of data on this thing. This thing is crazy." Because at the time, 20 gigs was ridiculous. The next 2 days, all of a sudden, I go back. I was like, "There's friggin' terabytes of data," and then within a week, it was like hundreds of terabytes of data. Oh my god! And we were using school super fast broadband internet and downloading the shit out of all those MP3s, hoping Metallica wouldn't sue us. It was good stuff.
Or your grandmother.
Yeah, because Lars totally destroyed his reputation with that one.
Yeah, it's really hard to be this heavy metal rock guy and suing grandmothers over they download my music.
Yeah, and that was also when they did the song for Mission Impossible 2, and it kind of just wasn't cool.
That's a John Woo movie. You have to have Metallica. If you're doing a John Woo Mission Impossible movie, you need doves, long hair, and Metallica.
That was like the worst fit. Like MI2 was like such the worst.
It doesn't make any sense.
Franchise. Like it just, to go from like the first one to what they did in MI2 made zero sense. Which is why, like, MI3 was like the course correct. Ironically, Jar Jar Abrams involved in course correction for a franchise, but it was undeniably, it absolutely was.
I think did Chris McQuarrie write MI3 too? Was he the writer on that one?
Yeah,
I think Chris McQuarrie is more responsible for it than Abrams.
Him and Tom Cruise, because Tom Cruise does not let people mess with. After he had that John Woo experiment, he really took hold of how the franchise goes.
Well, Tom Cruise had a period, and I remember because every time one of those movies opened up, we all thought it would be huge, and it wasn't. We had Mission Impossible 2. He did Eyes Wide Shut around the same time, and he also did
Vanilla Sky,
Magnolia, and Vanilla Sky. They were all within like a 4-year period where his career was really tanking.
Yeah,
it was, and I think Magnolia was actually the worst one for him. Vanilla Sky was Cameron Crowe, so he was trying to get somebody who had, a good career, and he would work with him on Jerry Maguire.
When was Minority Report?
That was one of his comeback movies. That was like 2000. I want to say that was like 2004 or 5.
Maybe,
because that was when Colin Farrell was like the new young actor that they were putting
Hollywood's bad boy. I think he still is. That's why nobody lets him do anything, because he's still just smoking and banging chicks all day.
Yeah, Minority Report was really good. He did probably War of the Worlds in that same like time frame there with Spielberg. But Minority Report is awesome. I love the like kind of the saturation or whatever of that movie. And that ended up like, I feel like becoming a thing for like the next 5 years in Hollywood, that type of weird feel for the saturation level.
Especially with Steven Spielberg, because it kind of had the same look that he did with AI. In a few of it, anytime he does futuristic stuff, he has that same kind of palette.
It helps that J.J. Abrams kind of ripped off that same palette for his. We did 8 mil when he did what was the Super 8, and then he did
that movie sucked.
The Star Trek, when he did Star Trek 2000,
Star Trek 09 or whatever.
Star Trek 09.
And also the Tom Cruise MI3, we rewatched that recently, and it felt like the saturation of that, the power of that felt like the first Transformers movie.
Oh,
like if that makes sense. Like just
No, yep,
just
that was
the
2007. That was exactly
It's
that.
like,
Very shiny.
The hip Instagram filter of the day was basically like that look. It's really crazy. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you'll see, these different directors when they come in, like Michael Bay had a big influence on Hollywood at that time because his movies were popping. And he came from the music video, MTV music video kind of, that's where they found him. Antoine Fuqua, actually, they found, he was discovered after he did the Coolio song, Gangsta's Paradise for the Dangerous Mind. That's where Antoine Fuqua got his start. And then they brought him over. Love Antoine Fuqua. But
so does Will Smith.
Oh no. Does he?
Mm-hmm.
He was the one who just did the movie with him,
The
right?
Slave movie.
I'll tell you what, Tears of the Sun
yeah.
is one of the more underrated action movies that nobody
100%.
went and saw.
Bruce Willis.
It's great. Came out in 2003, got completely overlooked. No one even. Monica Bellucci is in it, and she's smoking.
The tactical maneuvers that they use, that bounding Overwatch, and then that reverse, the Australian peel that they use in that at the beginning of that last giant gunfight was perfect. So good. So good seeing that.
That still doesn't compare to John Woo's combat somersaults. I mean, we all know that's top.
But
top
no,
of the line.
we've got Navy guys in here with Slender, and I think Ryan, you were Navy, right?
Yeah.
So I would love to hear about how amazingly accurate Battleship was.
Bro, don't even.
I liked it. I like Taylor
exactly
Kitsch.
what the Navy was like. We did that shit all the time. Dropping the anchor at full speed, it works.
It was really stupid. And the idea that you could get this like mothballed, like a museum level battleship, and with like 5 people get it ready to like take out to sea, no problem. Is like,
well, that's because he had to hire the veterans to do it.
Yeah, they're the greatest generation, Ryan.
Yeah.
Are you saying they couldn't do it?
It doesn't matter. They wouldn't have had any artillery on the ship. So how were they shooting the guns?
You wouldn't, but those veterans, they're
did they not make it?
Just waiting to be called up.
It takes a week to load up the guns. Like if you go into
that can't be true.
It takes like a week.
Yeah, that's because you're not part of the greatest generation.
That is true. They are the greatest generation.
Yeah. It was. Listen, I'm sure for a lot of people that watched it that had no idea like that any of it was accurate, it was fine. Like when you see Rihanna just happens to be involved with every fucking thing that happened, like that's not. It's not how it works. They don't have a random, second class petty officer or whatever that happens to have every fucking responsibility on the destroyer. But
so it's
okay.
The Navy's
umbrella.
Yeah,
Ella.
If she'd have talked the way, like, she'd have been written up so many times for her attitude.
They had they tried to make the chief. It felt like they talked to like 3 Navy chiefs, and they're like, "Hey, let's just make this guy the most stereotypical Navy chief we can possibly make him." So that was like funny to see, but yeah, it was not a good movie.
I love hearing the Navy's Hurt Locker, because to me, the Hurt Locker is an embarrassment to the Army and to the military and service in general. And at least Battlefield didn't win a fucking Oscar. So for all of time, like, oh, one of the greatest war movies ever was Hurt Locker. Get the fuck out of here. The dude. Here we go. The
you got him on Hurt Locker now.
The
Jeremy Renner's in that, right?
Yeah.
That makes up for it. Then that's fine.
Oh no!
Who would have thought that Jeremy Renner wouldn't have almost lost a leg in that movie, but instead in real life?
Oh. Okay.
Matt is dying on the inside right now.
Yo,
listen,
it's great because he was in SWAT and he was in Hurt
SWAT's
Locker,
awesome.
So Matt gets the
Dude,
full spectrum on Jeremy Renner.
No, Chad. SWAT is an awesome movie. Ryan, have you seen SWAT with Colin Farrell? LL Cool J. Oh, it's so good.
Like 2004, 2005 or something. Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. SWAT.
Yeah.
It was good. But no, the EOD advisor that they had on Hurt Locker had to come out and explain that, well, we couldn't go with like how things really are because we couldn't tell the story we wanted to tell. So we chose story over accuracy. Like, what? Yeah.
Didn't a woman direct that and win like best director or something?
Catherine Bigelow, I think.
Yeah.
And they're still
Cameron's ex-wife.
They're still bitching about women not getting Oscars. She won one.
Well, she won one because she was James Cameron's ex-wife.
Well, they give her credit for directing Point Break, but that was Cameron's movie the whole way. You can't tell me that this chick came up with the new way to film chases and stuff, because that whole thing was a first. James Cameron or whatever her name is, Bigelow. Just saying. Thank you, Andy, for the $3 super sticker, and it was of a fist bump. Oh, why would it be a pear that fist bumps?
So that's just the thing it is. It's like a little cartoon pear-shaped guy.
It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't.
Why are you overthinking this?
I don't know. It just hit me in a weird way.
Why is this an analysis?
I guess we can go on to another topic that we're supposed to talk about. Ike.
We're supposed to talk about things?
Not really. It's the ones they
Perlmutter.
dump. I'd rather just sit here and keep bullshitting. But
this is what happens when you have a panel full of people with ADHD
and an Adderall shortage.
Right? Bro, killing me. I'm getting half my prescription a month now. Half.
I saw about that the other day. There was some TikTok person saying that there was an Adderall shortage.
Yeah, there is nationwide. Yeah.
I'm still getting mine in
It
Canada.
switched to extended release, but the extended release ones are not.
Yeah,
are not
I'm gonna have to
stock,
do that
where
next
it's
month.
The regular. Yeah,
I have
both
to have
my
my
husband and my sons.
I have to have my girlfriend hide a few days so that I can have them on important days like today.
Why is today so important?
It wasn't. I just wanted an excuse. I'm like, but Ryan's going to be on the dump. You got to give me my medication. Give me my drugs, woman.
Listen, the only reason I agreed to be on here was because Scott told me he wasn't going to be here.
And it worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked. Oh, speaking of Scott, Jesus making his son puke. When you were in school, did you ever see the power team come
on, man.
talk in your school? What?
Go, dude.
Maybe he has. The power team. They were these bodybuilders that would come and rip phone books for Jesus.
Oh, okay. I've heard about that. I don't know if they ever came to my place. I certainly don't remember calling the power team.
Yeah.
I do remember some people ripping phone books, like this strong
That was them.
man thing, but
That was them.
Sure
Did they talk about the Jesus? Yeah.
I don't remember anything about Jesus in that.
Well,
And
they
what
were-
does Jesus have to do with a phone book?
Well, because through the power of HGH and Jesus, anything is possible. Even you could rip a.
What's HGH?
Human growth
hormone.
Oh, I thought you said ADH instead of HGH, and then I said what you said back. Yeah, HGH, yeah.
But yeah, no, you can rip phone books. I think they ripped other things. It wasn't just phone books. There was some license plates or whatever. Anyway, Ike
they ripped the chains of Satan.
Perlmutter. Ike Perlmutter was fired today.
Do you want
That's
another
right.
chance to say
Nope.
that name?
I don't. Well, he's fired. What does it matter?
Not gonna work here
Do you
anymore
need
anyway.
to share the link, or do you have it?
I think I can do it. Too much. Yeah. Tina, you could read.
Of course I can. I mean, but you promise you have to tell me to read. You can't
Yeah,
just
were
say,
you,
"Would
were you
like
telling her to read, or were
May
you
you-
just making an observation?
Because that
Will
was
you-
more of a statement than a
Will you
question.
please
Wait a
read?
second. Did he send a link from Rich
please.
Johnson at Bleeding Cool? Or
Wait, who did?
I just see Rich Johnston's name, and that's the guy who used to run Bleeding Cool, and he's a douchebag and a half. I don't. I'll stop. I don't need to bring that up.
Chad, you were just glossing over the fact that we just heard Mad say please. Like that.
No,
That is.
into a non-bro.
I know.
Exactly.
I don't know what to make of that.
Well, I'll just read, and then this way we can be in awe at the fact that I get more than like 3 words this hour.
Oh my
so
God.
I'm all excited. All right, Ike Perlmutter has been fired as chairman of Marvel Entertainment. The New York Times reports that the 80-year-old man who saved Marvel Comics from bankruptcy, sold it to Disney, and ruled like a tyrant was told
Wait.
by phone and with a
Wait, was this the dude that was in charge of all the Marvel TV shows?
Okay, so this is who Ike Perlmutter is. Ike Perlmutter's the dude who bought Marvel Studio, or bought Marvel basically for pennies on the dollar in the 90s.
Right, yeah.
And who turned it into a $4 billion purchase in 2009 by Disney, right? Ike Perlmutter is the one who in 2014, 2015 wanted to remove Kevin Feige from Marvel Studios. He was in charge of Marvel Studios beginning the MCU, Ike Perlmutter. He wanted to get rid of Kevin Feige. He felt like the focus on like female superheroes and things like that wasn't going to be a winning strategy. And he wanted to fire Feige. Bob Iger, who had left him in charge of Marvel when they bought it, stepped in at that point and removed Ike Perlmutter. Basically interceded, would not allow him to fire Kevin Feige, allowed Kevin Feige to do his thing moving forward, and kind of sectioned off Marvel Studios and the Marvel Entertainment section. So now here we are. Marvel Entertainment has nothing to do with Marvel Studios, really. And now he's finally being fired from that position as well. After a big tussle over the past couple months. Yes,
he was with Peltz.
He was backing Nelson Peltz' run to potentially shore up Chapek's position and not allow Iger back in, things like that.
And we all know who Peltz is.
Obviously. But just so a couple people in the chat who don't know, could you explain that?
Nelson Peltz.
Nelson Peltz was a guy who wanted to come in. He had the backing of Ike Perlmutter. They wanted him part of the board, and they wanted him to help Bob Chapek solidify his position with the fear that if you don't do something like this, then Bob Iger's probably going to come back. That's exactly what happened. Bob Iger came back. And now we've seen an enemy of Bob Iger and an enemy of Kevin Feige has bitten the dust with the firing of Ike Perlmutter. Perlmutter is a big-time Trump donor. He is labeled as like a conservative. I don't really know what his politics are, but because he had that attitude that leaked about, I don't think all this diversity shit's going to work out well. And he was, removed because of that, excised because of that.
Because he was right.
That's kind of the temperature in the room regarding the Ike Perlmutter firing.
He was right.
It's almost like there's a civil war.
That was actually the movie that got him removed from being able to oversee Kevin Feige was Civil War, because Perlmutter's in addition to saying we shouldn't waste money on characters who aren't bankable, Captain Marvel, he also said you shouldn't do ridiculous budgets. He wanted to keep all the budgets around 125 to 150 million tops. He's we don't need to spend money. We don't need to spend more than that. If we do this, we're guaranteed to get a financial return, because even movies that underperform compared to other Marvel ones at $120 million budgets will be profitable. And Kevin Feige wanted to spend like a drunken sailor and spend $250-300 million on Avengers movies, spend $200 million on just regular people. And Perlmutter wasn't having that either. And he went to Iger, and Iger was like,
"Oh, revisit his idea."
Now they fire him after all of this. This is when they're like, "Hey, all those ideas that you were right about,
you were right. Get out."
Yeah. Well, this is probably more related to him backing Nelson Peltz, because he started backing Nelson Peltz when Chapek was there, and then he kept backing him when Iger came back, and they actually were doing a hostile move to try to force themselves onto the board. And so when that got resolved a few months ago, I think Iger was, had earmarked Perlmutter as being someone who's going to be let go. Now, he still owns a lot of Disney shares, so he's still going to have, some sway from that, but he's not actually going to be working there. And this is a great excuse to be able to clear out the people you don't want there anymore.
Well, the guy's also 80. How long he's going to be there,
What I think a potential, maybe reason for this is because of the Victoria Alonso thing. If you'd watched any of the streams I've been on, any of the stuff I said in my videos, Victoria Alonso being a woke activist had absolutely nothing to do with the reason that she was fired. Right. She wasn't fired because she was woke or was pushing an agenda because they were trying to be anti-woke. We're trying to make a change at Disney. We're on the right track. That had nothing to do with it. All right. She was fired because her activism was actually preventing her from doing her job with the visual effects, with all this stuff, and they decided to get her out of there. I think that this, with her now claiming I was fired because I was a gay Latina and they wanted to silence me for wanting to stand up for the gays. This is a way of being like, hey, look, we're also firing conservative people. That's kind of what I think. That's kind of legitimately, that's kind of one of the things I think they're doing with this is to make sure that they can't get a swarm of these woke people coming and hopping on the Victoria Alonso train.
I mean, but it's their own fault. Is the bed? You know what I mean? If you bring in people who are hired specifically because of these non-mutable traits that have nothing to do with the job itself, and then you want to fire them because they suck, it's fair game for them to be like, whoa, you're only doing it because I'm whatever I am, you know. It's on them anyway. But I just saw this pop up about Jonathan Majors. He's officially been charged with multiple counts of assault and harassment. I thought she went back on it, right?
Yeah, I thought that got retracted.
It's when it's domestic abuse, the police are allowed to still charge you, aren't in spite of the person, like going back and saying, "Oh no, it didn't happen."
Yes.
So here is the thing: there was a lot of disinformation about this. There's a lot of disinformation about this on Sunday, which was the day after it happened. With shocker, Jonathan Majors' lawyer came out and made a statement defending him. It's crazy, right? It's almost like they're paid to do that.
It reminded me of Ray Rice's lawyers when they were coming out before that video came out. They're like, "Oh, Ray didn't do anything." Then you saw
the video's going to clear him,
drag her out of the elevator.
And so Jonathan Majors' lawyer says, "Hey, we have video evidence to say that he didn't do anything wrong. We have the statement from the taxi driver, and guess what? The witness is also recanted." That's never something that's ever happened in a domestic abuse situation, especially when someone's got $100 million on the line. Never. But like, regardless, it's like, okay, lawyer said that. Let's see what plays out. But she also said, we believe the charges will be dropped imminently. That led to a lot of people running with, hey, the charges have been dropped. Yeah. It's already done. Stop talking about this. No, the charges were filed on Sunday, the day after he was, arrested. The charges were filed. I think the next time he has to appear in court's May 8th. We'll see what happens until now. This isn't shocking to me or anything like that, but they got to go through the legal process, got to present all this evidence that they claim they have in the right way. And was that you, little Chad, that said the DV in New York? There's a very specific rule in New York, which is if there's a domestic violence call, then if they show up and they see evidence that some sort of abuse may have occurred, then they are required to make an arrest.
That's not just New York too, either, because I was a cop. I was a cop for 8 years here in Texas. It is very common. Somebody has to leave.
It goes back to the 90s. They started changing all. I think it was part of a federal program too. Like if you wanted to get the grant money, you had to start adopting this as your policy. It was like the Violence Against Women Act in the 1990s. It was.
Did that also include Ryan Slender? Y'all should know the military thing where you're no longer allowed if you get charged or convicted of domestic violence, and you're no longer able to arm up. Is it the Heather?
They can't do it if you're charged, but if you're convicted, yeah.
I don't remember. I mean, a lot of times you guys will know, is like if something like that happens, oftentimes they'll just take you off the rotation just because, especially if it's somebody like you work with or like there's stuff like that. Who knows? But the caveat is if they just show up, right? If there's a DV call and they show up and there's nothing wrong, there's nothing that's happening, that like nobody's got any marks.
Amber Heard.
They're not required to arrest someone. They're just not. But if they do show up and they're like, hey, this person does have injuries, even if the woman's saying, hey, nothing happened, don't worry about it, I don't want to press charges, blah, 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 they are required to arrest, because so many times in a situation, people will change their story. People will do whatever. And that was the situation here. They showed up.
Or they'll leave and then the woman will end up dead.
Yeah.
But yeah, the state can press charges, even if depending on the evidence that they actually have that something did take place, but the state can press charges as well to keep battered women from continuously, being battered.
Yeah. And listen, we've seen women lie about this stuff in recent memory. We've seen men lie about stuff they've done all the time. We've seen men through their lawyers claim that I didn't do anything wrong. What are you talking about? Like if I walked up to somebody in the street, shot him in the fucking head, got arrested, what would my lawyer say? Oh, you didn't do anything, right? Like that's what they're paid to do. Okay. So
if the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. This isn't going to be something that just goes away in a heartbeat. I would guess the charges are probably going to be dropped, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, because so there's 3 counts of assault in the 3rd degree, aggravated harassment in the 2nd degree, 3 counts of attempted assault in the 3rd degree, and harassment in the 2nd degree.
What is aggravated harassment?
Yeah, harassment that is
Depends on the state. Yeah.
aggravated.
I know what assault is, but I don't know what aggravated harassment is. That just sounds like somebody pissed me off, so I called him a bastard.
It has like basically a multiplier. Like if it's harassment
does it depend on how much bass he had in his voice when he was harassing her?
Yeah, that's true.
I'll
tell you what,
you bitch.
If you want to know the classic move right now, if he really wants to, go the route, is he's going to marry this girl so that she can't testify against him in court.
Oh.
Because that happens a lot too. They'll be married. Ray Rice,
no prenup though.
Ray Rice did it. You remember when Kobe got arrested and all of a sudden his wife showed up with that giant ring like a week later?
Coincidence had nothing to do with it.
The $8 million apology ring.
Yeah, and it came out that he had renegotiated the entire prenup so that she would get paid no matter what. And that's when those negotiations
were being talked about way before that. Don't you? Nope. Kobe Bryant did nothing wrong.
Yeah, like
normally $1 million heals a lot of wounds.
If it would have just been like vanilla sex, Kobe would have only bought a $5 million. But since it was anal, he had to go with the $8 million ring, right? Like that's what happened in that case.
Oh,
the back door is an extra $3 million, huh?
That's right.
That's like they call the back door.
This man knows his anal stats.
I know my Kobe stats, baby.
Oh. Man, I miss. Look, I don't want to get into this. LeBron James has no venom like Kobe. That's why he will never be the GOAT. He will never be better than Kobe because LeBron,
Kobe's
time and time
not the
again.
GOAT either Jordan is.
Well, no, that's not. I'm saying he's
Kobe's
third.
Still gatekeeping Michael away.
Of course. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't even have enough because Kobe had that venom. He's going to take that last second shot. LeBron,
Kobe would take the shot.
He's giving up. Time. Yeah, and it didn't matter. Yeah, how many times he missed it?
Shot, last second helicopter fly, whatever.
Oh no.
But Luka, I think Luka has more venom than LeBron. Luka has that kill. I like him a lot.
It's easy. LeBron doesn't actually want to win the game at the last second. He's got no drive for that.
For a European, Luka's got a lot of venom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. But hey, Kobe's the fucking man, and that was one of the craziest days in history when that helicopter went down. I could not believe that, and it's still kind of hard to imagine that Kobe's gone like that.
At least you could say he's got more fire.
That's true.
If only there was a channel that they could hear Ryan's sports takes on quite often. Is there a channel where sports takes are featured, Ryan?
Yeah, you could look up Sports Wars. There might be a channel that has a lot of my sports takes there, Sports Wars.
Who's your NFL
team?
An
opportunity to plug.
Chicago Bears, unfortunately.
Oh, man.
Oh, no. What do you think of the trade?
Sorry. Me too. It sucks.
I thought that was a good trade for both teams.
What trade?
All right, so I think it's
They traded the number 1 pick to Carolina.
I think it's a fine trade, and they got a lot of value. But the problem is I don't think Justin Fields is the guy. So if you don't feel like Justin Fields is the guy, then it kind of sucks trading out of that number 1 spot when you've only had one number 1 pick in the past 70 years.
I think him and Jalen Hurts both are going to suffer from the now defenses have had an entire offseason to game plan against your RPOs and shit.
We'll call that the RG3.
or the Wildcat. Remember when the Wildcat hit?
Yeah.
It was unstoppable until everybody had a minute to
the other thing is these little quarterbacks. They've
RG3.
I've yet to see one really last more than a season and a half before the toll just crushes them.
Jalen Hurts is big. Jalen Hurts is a big dude. He's stocky. But like guys like Lamar, obviously Lamar's fighting getting guaranteed money because of his fragility right now. Justin Fields, I don't like a lot of people in Chicago are so hyped over him because he's so fast, because he runs so well. It's like I don't want my quarterback to just be known for that. And by the way, with basically an entire season of Justin Fields, we got the number 1 overall pick, which means we're the worst team in the league. So
and look at Francisco.
You're gonna get some pieces around him, but I don't know.
San Francisco can't seem to get out of their own way fast enough to get Lance out of being the starting quarterback. They're like, Purdy's going to come back and he'll be the number 1. It's all right.
Look, I'm a Cowboys fan. I love that people have continuously tried to put on Dak that he is this scramble quarterback, but he's not. He refuses. He's going to stay in the pocket because when he does run, leg snap. But
well, he gets a great night's sleep on sleep number beds when he's not winning playoff games.
Man, that pissed me off. I legit tweeted at him that he needs to change that fucking number come playoffs.
Listen, Dak is a like 2 decades ago mobile quarterback. You know what I mean, like that was the death of a mobile quarterback a couple decades ago. Hey, he can escape the pocket a little bit and buy some time. But in today's era, when you've got guys like Lamar Jackson and Kyler Murray, and like he doesn't really fit that definition now. He's certainly not a Tom Brady or Peyton Manning, but you know, he's got a little bit of wiggle in him. You know, he can do a couple things, but that's about it.
Shola says don't bring up Zeke. I love Zeke.
Oh, you're better with Tony Pollard, bro.
Oh, of course. Zeke was I know. But from an emotional point, when I remember last year, I forgot what game it was, but it's goal line and everyone's just cheering for them to give Zeke the ball. My girlfriend cried. I didn't. There was no tears in my eyes, but the girlfriend cried because it felt like it was his last, run with the Cowboys. But I do think we're in a better position without him than with. I think bringing over Brandon Cooks is great. I think that's going to make a big difference in the offense.
Yeah, whatever. It's the Cowboys. They're still going to suck.
How dare you? What are you talking about?
You got to go Cooper Rush, man.
You're gonna
don't bring that shit in here, Ryan.
Yeah. You're going to be
my channel not. I'll kick you.
You're going to be third in the division next year. It's going to be fine.
Are you kidding? But he's a Giants fan. But what do you?
Well, they just gave Daniel Jones like $8 billion.
Okay, I have bitched about that so much.
Daniel
That's
Jones,
a terrible call. Terrible
how many
choice.
passing touchdowns did Daniel Jones
No,
have?
it's a terrible contract. I have called Daniel Jones is Dave Brown 2.0. And that's a deep cut for the Giants fans.
I don't even know who that is. So yeah,
Dave Brown was the quarterback that they benched Phil Simms for.
Oh shit!
And
how the fuck?
He was another Duke quarterback. It was crazy. He's also from Duke, like Duke quarterbacks. Why are you drafting guys from Duke? It's terrible.
Because they're smart.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they might be smart on paper, but they can't play.
The worst thing about Daniel Jones is that it's a waste of a great nickname. Danny Dimes is a great handle, but it's wasted on that. Did you saw him trip? He's at the 5-yard line after scrambling for 90-something yards and trips on air. That is the most Eli Manning thing I've ever seen.
Oh, don't you? You get his name out your damn mouth, Mads.
Eli Manning running so fast, bro. That's it.
Is that what happened?
How many? By the way, Mads, who's got the first win?
Eli
at
Manning
Stadium. Eli. That's right.
Eli Manning looks like he has the gene for Down syndrome, but it's dormant. Every game I kept waiting on it to activate and him just go,
You know what he does have is 2 Super Bowl rings.
Whatever. Can we go on?
I'm sorry.
Let's go on to Marvel stuff. What were we saying? Jonathan Majors is being charged, right?
He has been charged, yes.
Yeah, he has been, yes. You watching The Mandalorian there, Ryan?
No. So I'll say this.
You mean the Bo-Katan show?
Somebody told me I really needed to watch, what was it, episode 4 or whatever? Was that the one with the flying creature? Was that episode 4?
Oh, the Mythosaur?
The Mythosaur was
No, that was
that was
episode 3.
Episode 5
someone told me that
kid getting kidnapped.
Was that episode 5? Is that the kid kidnapped one?
Whatever
one.
We're on episode
getting
6
kidnapped
now.
and Jar Jar Binks saving Yoda from the temple. Whatever.
Yeah, baby Yoda.
Whatever that one was, somebody told me I really needed to see that. So,
but
bro, it's really bad.
Not sincerely. Yeah. Oh, I made a joke. I did this little video about how it's the best Star Wars since Empire. And at the end, I ended with, and if Baby Yoda doesn't get his Mandalorian helmet by the end of this, I'm done with Star Wars forever. Bro, I think they may give him a Mandalorian helmet. He's already training.
They can't, dude.
Not until he can talk. Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine, Tina. They can't though, because all this. He's the only one that has his fucking face out, and he's a puppet. Like everybody else in the show has their head covered. Like he's the only person you can get any emotion.
See, there's
from,
a workaround though,
talking.
because he has to be able to talk in order to take the oath. So they can give him the helmet, and he can come on and off until he's able to talk and take that oath. So he can get one, and it can go on and off.
Well, because
I
the
just
kid.
want to point something out. He's not played by a person. He also is CG. There are no real faces in this show.
Well, he's a puppet.
He's not CG. He's an actual.
Yeah,
puppet.
he's a puppet.
But that's what I'm saying. That's the only place you're getting any emotion is his puppet face.
Yeah.
And like what they're able to do with his ears and what they're able to do with his eyes and his mouth. And hey, great puppet work doesn't really work when you actually have to have a move like jumping around. That looks terrible. but
the
like,
episode, the episode they want you to watch, legit. He's training, and even the kid is like, he can't speak, he can't train, and Mandalorian's like, just give him a chance. I'm not going to use any inflection in my voice.
Yeah, I saw the whole thing. And
he flips over him.
Oh
yes. Yeah. And then gets saved by Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah.
Temple, which unironically would have been better if they had actual Jar Jar Binks go into the temple and save them. I can guarantee you 99% of Star Wars people who watched that did not know that was Ahmad Best.
I had
they
no
probably
clue.
thought they had recast Mace Windu, and people were like, "This is really weird."
I know when I saw it, I did not know it was him at all. And then at the end when it said Ahmad Best, I'm like, why do I know that name? And I had to Google him to find out who he was, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Too bad nobody fucking knew.
And his character exists, but his character exists as the host of a TV show called like Jedi Temple Run or something.
What?
You guys didn't know this? Hold on. I'll find it.
No.
Yeah, that's where the character started. It was like he was
Keller and
hosting,
Beck.
Adventures of the Hidden Temple as a trivia show, and they
Did he have an
decided to
aggro
make
crag?
him.
Yeah, did he have an aggro crag?
They decided to make it canon that he was a real Jedi, and it's stupid. It was stupid.
Jedi Temple Challenge.
Oh, by the way, Jay, I said Jay could come on if he wanted to, but he never checks that DM group, so he didn't see it. So that's on him.
Here we go. I'm gonna share my screen with y'all really quick. I'm on my laptop, so hopefully it doesn't.
Oh, you on a business trip?
No, I just have way too many setups right now. Here you go. This is the guy. This is Keller and Beck, who saved Yoda, right?
Generations, the Jedi Order have been the guardians of peace and justice in the galaxy. Now, 3 Padawan teams must prove their strength.
Oh my god.
What the fuck is this, Ryan?
Holy shit, this is real?
It is guts.
It is.
This is real, and this is here you go.
Jedi Master Keller and Beck.
Well,
and these are my trusty droids. 83.
Man, we have to watch this now.
Hold on.
Oh fuck, no.
Hold on. Is this canon?
It is now,
It
baby.
is now.
Oh
But-
god.
Wait, hold on. So is this like Guts on Nickelodeon for kids to
No, that is
participate
exactly
in,
what this
or
is.
this made in the Star Wars universe as a show that you watch? Do you get what I'm saying? Are these kids from our world of Star Wars? I don't know how to explain what I'm asking.
Our world. It's our world.
It
It's
is
our
not
world.
a game show set on Coruscant for
Yeah.
kids.
Okay,
it's
that's
not
what I'm
meta.
asking.
It's a real life game show that they have turned this character into a real person though, because that's Dave Filoni. And yes, you're asking. He had a purple lightsaber for this, but they changed that probably because they knew people would be confused as fuck. And
That
thought it was
wouldn't
Mace
help.
Windu.
Yeah. But you would think they would just to
might
try to.
set a precedent that so all black Jedi have purple lightsabers.
I was gonna say, like, if they really, if I don't know why that was an easy shot to see.
That's
See
some
how
profiling.
racist America is, just because he's a black guy with a purple lightsaber, they think he's Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, that was an easy shot. I don't know why they didn't take it, because I sure as shit would have thought that they recast him.
I ain't gonna lie. If I was a kid, I would
shit.
so want to be on that thing. I would so want to be a part of this Jedi Temple challenge because it reminds me of those like Nickelodeon shows and everything. That were awesome.
Legend of the Hidden Temple Guts, which we talk about way too much.
Rip off of Guts. That's
Way
why-
too often.
Dude, you remember the game show? I always wanted to be on it. I forgot. I don't even know the name of it. No, but you go to Toys R Us
Want to be on
and
Double Dare?
but this one was better. You go to Toys R Us and you have a shopping cart that you have to fill up, and if you win, if you have the most money spent or whatever, then you get to keep what you have. Do you know what I'm saying?
Are you talking about Supermarket Sweep? But for
Right, but it
kids?
was for Toys R Us though.
I don't know, but Supermarket
vaguely
Sweep
remember that.
is something that it was always fun to
Dude,
watch, man.
Toys
you gotta
R
know
Us,
how to do
man.
the sweep.
wasted on kids. I think that Toys R Us should come back, but just be an adult toy store because
you might have to rework that phrasing.
Okay, well,
you go straight to the Legos and you just grab all the Legos because those are expensive as hell now.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Because kids wouldn't appreciate all the cool shit, even if you did it to where it looks like 1995 Toys R Us. I'm talking Jaguar, Atari Jaguar on display. I don't know if that was the year, but it looks exactly like what Toys R Us looked like in our childhood. And then you play the game. You got your shopping cart, and you go through, and you get all these, retro Lego sets and X-Men action figures. That's a $1 billion idea, right?
Sure,
Yeah.
Mad. It is.
I don't even know if they could find that good stuff. Those are all great toys. Could you fill up an entire set with all that awesome stuff?
No, that's not what I meant when I said adult toy store. I meant
it is.
Yeah, it's just there's no sign out front or anything. You just got to know where it is.
Those are always the best toy stores. Anyway,
you just have to find it. You have to follow the sound of vibrations.
Yeah, don't shake your head, Ryan. If you were in the Navy, you know those stores. They're always right outside the base.
There's a lot of fucking hookers walking right outside every base.
Oh man, in the Korean haircut places. Maybe that's an army thing.
Massage places.
I don't know if it's Korean. In Quantico, it's all Vietnamese, but
Fort Hood, it felt like it was a lot of Korean hair shop places. I went to one, I think I've told this before, and I'm done with the haircut, and she starts like rubbing my shoulders, which is very uncomfortable. I don't like people why are you touching me? I just wanted the haircut. And out of nowhere, she grabs my neck and just goes, "Kata!" and pops it. I jump up, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? She goes, you didn't, this is gonna get me in trouble. You didn't tell me not to. I was like, I didn't know when I sat down for a haircut, I had to be specific. Hey, please don't break my neck.
The chiropractor adjustment, yeah.
Oh my God. Craziest thing. Anyway, but that was Fort Hood, though. Fort Hood.
No, we usually didn't have that at bases. Outside bases, we would have used car lots and adult stores.
Oh, yeah. Got to get those used car lots because everybody's going to spend that deployment money.
Yep. As soon as they get back, they'll get themselves into a really predatory loan. For
the down payment just happens to be what everybody knows your re-enlistment bonus was. So it'll work out perfect.
They had to ban military members being able to go to the what is it, payday loan places?
Yeah.
But
because you get in advance your payday and they charge you 40% interest.
Easily. Yeah. I see people talking about strip clubs outside of Fort Knox in Kentucky. There is a strip club called what is it called? Zebra? No, not Zebra. That doesn't make any sense. Is it Zebra? And there's 20 of them. Is Zebra number 1? See, this is not the name of it now that I'm thinking of it. Stallions. Is that a strip club name? Stallions? Ryan, you know strip clubs.
Stallions? It sounds like a male strip club, bro.
Okay, well, maybe I'm off on that one.
Did you go with girls?
Hold on, what is it called?
Stallions is the one that
there's
Mad
20
went to.
If it was
of them,
women, it might be Phillies, maybe?
Yeah, Phillies.
No, it wasn't Phillies.
I went to Stallions.
There's a crazy horse.
Spearmint Rhino? No, Andy, don't bring in that UK shit.
No.
I think that's a Las Vegas one.
Yeah, it's Las Vegas, I think.
What was it called? I can't remember, but there's 20 of them. They're all numbered. It would be like Philly 1, Philly 2, all leading up to Fort Knox. Wild Stallions. I guess thought of them on my own.
That's the name of the
Wait,
band
I don't even know if that's right.
From Bill and Ted.
I stole it from chat, and I don't even. I think they took advantage of my naivete.
Oh, was it called the Lone Rangers?
No. Man,
There's a Russian broad.
Was it called the Tontos?
No, not the Tontos. Hold on.
Oh.
Somebody that lives in Kentucky, she'll know.
Lickety Splits.
There's a Pussycat Lounge.
No, it's not that one either.
Okay.
All right, hang on. This person will know. Mary Mayhem. She lives in Kentucky. She knows strip clubs there.
Was it called the Camel Toe?
No, it's not called the Camel Toe. I've had this conversation.
Moose Knuckle?
We really have to confirm this name.
By the way, I hope somebody's looking up another article. I'm out.
Do you want?
We had articles.
Do you want the one on X-Files? Do you want the one on House of Dragon?
We don't need it, but I forgot about the X-Files thing.
That's a pretty short one. I mean, that's just...
Wow, how embarrassing.
The original creator of X-Files, right? The original creator gets asked, and he says, well, you know, this young guy named Ryan Coogler is going to do a remount, which sounds like weird. Sounds like average sex, but he says a remount of the original series with a diverse cast. And it's like, God.
That's just what everyone was asking for.
Well, I put that link in.
That's what you do at the Stallions.
Good Lord, there's so many strip clubs around Fort Knox.
You're obsessed with this at this point.
Well, no, because now it's one of those things where it's in my head now, and I got to get it out. But I don't care about X-Files. I never watched it.
Okay. Well, the second link I put in the private chat is for the House of Dragon season 2 getting cut down.
It's getting cut down. We don't need an article for that. I mean, is there any other news that we're missing? Ryan, what do you got going on? We start wrapping up. You got to go in 10.
I got to go in 10. I don't really have anything going on other than just grinding away. I mean, we're Geeks and Gamers doing MegaCon panel in Orlando on Saturday, so that's going to be fun. Any more news, I guess. I don't know if you guys covered the Chris Pratt thing, but
is he still playing Mario?
Well, he's still playing Mario, but he actually responded to some criticism about people in the voice of Mario. And like you could guess, right? He said, you know, fuck those toxic fans. They're idiots. They don't know what they're talking about. No, Chris Pratt was like, listen, one, go see the movie and see if you like it. Because I think if you see the way we do it, I think you're going to end up liking the voice. I think you're going to might have a different opinion on it. But he said, listen, fans are really passionate. They really care about this stuff. And to them, it's like their childhood. And I'm the same way. I'm a big fan. It was a part of my childhood growing up. And the last thing you want is somebody coming in there and just soullessly tearing it apart all for a cash grab. So I get that people are worried, and I totally understand that. And I think that we've put a lot of heart and soul, and we've got so many people that are here to protect this property and make sure we do it justice. So I really hope that fans are going to like what they see. I love that entire thing.
I don't expect anything
it's
other
Nintendo,
than that from
and they
him.
protect their shit, man. Nintendo does not let them screw with that stuff.
All right. What one-man show wins 10 Mad Cheesemo bucks? It's Thoroughbred. That's it. Thoroughbred Lounge.
The only reason that Chris Pratt said that was because he is a cisgender white male and couldn't use Islamophobe arguments.
Oh, Guy Pearce got in trouble too, by the way, a couple days ago, because he put on Twitter. He said,
he was like, "What you think? If only trans people can play trans characters? Can they not play straight people? Like, what is going on?
Can they only play transgender roles?"
He asked a logical question about where their thought process would lead and just got roasted over the coals for it.
Oh, and his apology was, I don't know, 3 pages. Had to be a 3,000 word essay on how wrong he was, because that's a question to be asked.
Yeah, but he just put it into Chat GP, so he didn't really write it.
I like the argument though, because like, if only trans people can play trans people, then only elves can play elves, and only cat girls can play cat girls. Right. And I want to live in that world.
But, well, I mean, I liked his, though, because, you know, trying to point out that it limits them to only playing transgender roles is a very good question to be asked. And he was shot down immediately.
I mean, at the end of the day, they're actors. They're supposed to be able to be something they're not. That's kind of what we pay them for.
Wait, who was on Tu Wong Fu?
Oh, Guy Pearce started, and it was Priscilla, Queen of the Desert was where he got his big break in like 1995, along with Hugo Weaving, which is weird since you think of him as Agent Smith.
I always get Guy Pearce mixed up with somebody else, but I don't remember the other guy's name.
This is the guy's name Guy?
No, Guy Pearce. He played in Ravenous, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I got that. Ravenous, great movie if you haven't seen it.
Wait, no, was Christian Bale Ravenous? No.
Oh, see, those are the two. No. Guy Pearce was Ravenous. I always get those two mixed up. But anyway, so we can start wrapping up. Yeti, I know you put out a roast of The Last of Us or Mandalorian.
Both. Yeah. I just put out a roast for Mandalorian and The Last of Us, and I'll have one out for the new Dungeons and Dragons movie very soon.
Ooh, very excited for that movie. Can't wait.
Yeah, go check it out.
No, not for your video, for the movie. I'm excited.
I hate you. Everybody else can check it out.
I honestly think that movie is gonna do like. I think that people that aren't D&D fans are actually gonna really like it, and that hardcore fans are gonna despise it. That's how I feel about it.
I'm gonna despise it.
Yeah,
I know already. I'm gonna despise it.
Oh, that new Jedi game that's coming out, the Jedi Order or whatever, but
Survivor.
Yeah. I saw an article. I didn't read it, but it said it was the perfect companion piece to The Last Jedi. You want to take your knees out before you release something? Go ahead and do that. Go ahead and say it's the perfect companion.
Was that an article on Kotaku? Because that sounds like a kind of a Kotaku.
I don't know if it was. I don't think it may have been Big Robot Head or no. Sorry, Robot Head. No, I know he watches. Giant robot. Yeah,
giant freaking robot.
Not the YouTuber Robot Head, who's cool. Tina, you got anything?
Tonight or in general?
I mean, good Lord, Tina. You've been coming on here for a year now.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're closing down.
Yes.
Yeah, the usual spiel. I hang out with Rogue Entertainment all weekends, Friday and Sunday nights with Vinny Art, and Saturdays with our other host, author Stephen Welton, and you find me Wednesday nights here. And any place else that calls.
Yep.
So
and we'll pick up our Mayor of Kingstown review next week where we left off. Best Taylor Sheridan show on TV. Don't listen to those assholes like 1883 or 1923, yellow, whatever. All that's garbage compared to Mayor of Kingstown. Fantastic show. Chad.
Yep.
Great. Slender.
Still doing outros, Chad, but okay. You can find little Chad on Friday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. We do the Ascendant Art podcast together. I also will be there. We got a lot of shorts coming out as well, and those are doing gangbusters. So thanks, everybody, for watching our shorts. Give them a like.
Sell out.
And then you can find me here on Wednesday nights, and sometimes I also do Movies with Matt. Thanks.
Yep. Movies with Mad. I put them out whenever I feel like after I'm done editing with them. I think the last one we did with a lot of the Yahtzees in it, but it turned out to be one of our best ones. And Ryan, anything else?
No, I just appreciate the invite, having me on here and a stream on Scott's channel where I don't have to interact with him, which is really nice. But no, thanks for having me on, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for coming on. It was nice to have somebody real, like in the YouTube sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and on camera since the rest of us don't turn ours on.
Yeah, right. Mine's been glitching the whole time, but yeah.
I thought that was my internet. I was like, what the hell's going on with that?
Oh, with my camera? No, I don't know what happened. I kind of dropped it earlier, but that I doubt has anything to do with it.
That's just the way Mad moves usually.
Yeah, of course not.
Tell Scott to buy you a new one.
As we always say here on Mad's Wednesday Dump. Wait, what do I say? Hold on.
If you can't be savory, be delicious.
No, that's
delicious.
at the end. No, this isn't Movies Mad. Don't do that. Don't do the bit.
Wait, it's a bit? No.
If I don't see you back here, we'll see you way up there. Say goodbye to our wives. We'll say hello to yours. If you're not being beamed up, you're being beamed down.
Buckle up, kittens.
Yeah. So buckle up, my little meows. And
he's never coming back after hearing that. You know that, right?
We're gonna end it.
Monkey Jeebus, Ben Henniger, Darren Gatewood, Matt W. Brent
boy,
Sanders,
I think it did okay.
Ruin,
what do you think?
Johnny Bowie, S. Small Time Republic, Glinser.
I think I nailed it.
He's going to leave immediately.
Mets,
You forgot to tell everybody to buy Jay's book.
Mr. Grant,
Who's
Gregory, Nagurdnal, Soul Assassin, One Man Show,
Jay.
The Lovely Sherry,
Jay?
Abomination,
Yeah.
AJ, Eric
Ryan, you're
King,
muted.
Tina Bojan, Katina Martin, Urabarmi, Sultan.
You guys listen to this shit every
Ninja,
stream?
Brian Saunders,
Oh, I did it. I talk
Brian
over it.
McKee,
It's...
Youngster, Fletcher Williams.
Oh, wait, we're supposed to end it here.